Well, right now, the world is seeing Park City, famous, of course, for the Sundance Film Festival. It's all glitz and glamour as the city's main street becomes a place of stargazing and movie deal making.
Glitz and glamour, but it is hard to find a parking spot.
Yes.
Perhaps a reservation at a fancy restaurant might be a little bit difficult, or even rarer, an invite to a party. So you might have a bit of a hard time believing what Craig Worth is here to show us tonight.
Well, you know, you would not believe it if we didn't have the pictures. Some of us remember when it was nearly a ghost town, and you know, it really wasn't that long ago. It's virtually impossible to believe that this is the same Park City that we see in the glitz of Sundance. It was a ghost of a mining town by the 60s. But one citizen told the world it is not a ghost town. For in 1967, it had 2 grocery stores, a clothing store, a 5 and 10 cent store, and several bars and several gas stations. Well, I suspect there's a few more stores today, and maybe even a few more bars. And Main Street doesn't look the same as it did back then. Yes, back then. The kindly priest at St. Mary's summed up the town.
There's practically nothing left in the town at all. Many of the inhabitants had to go elsewhere, leave the homes that they owned here. In these later days, dark and evil ones, population has dropped to roughly about 1,500 in this community of ours.
Some felt the town had hit a dead end. The mining was about over, and the town needed a little paint. But at the barber shop, there was no gloom.
I don't think the Park City is finished as a thriving community. I believe we have a great future as a community.
And that future was skiing. Yes, a modest resort, a great idea, and a government grant. 20 years ago, Deer Valley icon Bob Wells said the government rescue was the key to go from silver under the ground to snow on top of the ground.
The goal was to replace the lost employment from mining with recreation.
The ski train brought in tourists, and by this 1975 picture, there were more cars on Main Street, but there still could have been a little more paint on the buildings. And the houses needed a little fixing up, as well as the dirt streets. In fact, you could pick up a house in Old Town Park City for the cost of back taxes. Of course, you might want to also invest in a door and some windows. The idea of skiing seemed to be a good one. Park City became a good place for the locals. Although in November of 1970, the Chamber of Commerce recognized skiing was bringing in large numbers of tourists to town and then has little to offer in the way of entertainment other than skiing. The solution was thought to be making the town like an old West frontier mining town, like the sets of Western movies and television westerns. Yes, board sidewalks, overhanging balconies, gas or simulated gas lights, and signs of the proper style. Well, fortunately, nature kind of took its course, and the barber was right. It did have a great future. So it's the story of the rebirth of a town that nearly everyone forgot into the city that the world knows. Wow. You're not going to believe this, but I do remember when the going rate for a house for back taxes was $750.
Wow.
What?
Now, I can tell you this, I bet you could get double that now.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd say so.
Oh, my goodness. Well, how incredible is that, being there last week to now? It's just so cool to see how it all started.
You really can see the progression, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Craig Worth.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.